I will start sharing my screen in
Okay,
just
fine.
few seconds. Let
Okay.
me just check everything. Okay.
Mhm.
So, okay, I'm ready, and I will switch to the chart and let's talk. Okay, guys, welcome everybody at Bitcoin Talk. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about altcoins as well. We're going to talk about market capitalization, and we're going to talk how to trade today in current market situation. My name is Artem Shevelov. I am from Blackstone team. Today we're going to talk with Phoenix Trader. Mike will join us later, and we will start now. Okay, so what I wanted to share today, it's a few charts about Bitcoin in different time frames. Okay, so we're gonna start from weekly chart. I'm gonna open weekly chart from liquid index. Okay, that Brave New Coin Liquid Index. It's a Bitcoin with all history um, from 2011. So this is the full history of Bitcoin trading from the beginning, from the um, Genesis block. Okay, so what what I wanted to show you today, it's how it's looking now on weekly chart. It's looking very similar to what we have been at 2014, and what I saw recently, that is we are trading near this moving average of moving average 100, right? So this is moving average 100. It's orange color, and today we have pretty similar conditions that was back in 2014. What I saw, that we are now near this moving average 100. Can you see it from this point, right? So we are pretty close to this moving average. What and Take a look at 2014. We have pretty similar conditions and pretty similar um, price action near this moving average. And what's important as well, that we have the same condition as 2014 with moving average 50. This is moving average 50. It's bold and deep blue color. And in 2014, the price was under this moving average, and price was above moving average 200. I'm sorry, above moving average 100. So today we see similar price action with moving averages, moving average 100 and moving average 50. Okay, so price between two of them. And what I expect, what exactly could be in this case, we can move near this moving average 100 on weekly chart for next 2 months, like for the starting of 2019. And when we will touch this moving average, we will see bullish pullback approximately to this moving average of moving average 30. Okay, so if we're gonna see price action near moving average 100, we will probably see after that pullback, maybe fast pullback or pullback in a few days or few weeks to moving average 30, right? So this moving average 30 is light and violet color. And it's located right now, it's located near 7,200 level. It's on Bitcoin index. So on different exchanges, that will be probably some other levels. So for me, I will just look at these numbers on my exchange, so Bitfinex or Binance. So for me, what I expect for next couple of months, that we are probably going to touch this moving average. When, on what level, it's hard to predict right now, because price is going and moving average going with it, and after some days and weeks, we will see this moving average on different level. Right now, this moving average is moving slowly, but it's moving up. So with the time, if we're gonna to go like few weeks and days, we will probably see this moving average a bit higher. I mean, about 6,000 level, somewhere like this. So I would try to draw it like this, right? So if this is a moving average, it's probably rising, and we will touch it near 6,000, maybe 6,200 levels. So it's about a few weeks, maybe even a few months, right? So up to January, we will probably see the touch of this moving average. This very important move for the price. And after that, we will see pullback like to this moving average 30, like we saw that at 2014. The price is rising to this moving average. So you can see it didn't touch it, but it rises to test it as a resistance. Okay, so right now nothing is changed. So like we see on this weekly chart. Okay, guys, if you have some questions about this weekly chart, please ask them in the text and the chat room in this live stream. I will try to answer you. Phoenix, do you have something to add about this situation on Bitcoin? Do you agree with me, or you have some different view on this particular case about this moving averages and about this situation? Hello? Phoenix, you now can speak. I just I saw that you have disconnected.
Okay, do you hear me now?
Yeah. Oh, good.
Moving averages, moving average 100 and moving average 50. Okay, so try between two of them. And what I expect, what exactly you can.
Bro? Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, the voice, it reached me late from YouTube. Okay, for Bitcoin, for me, I accept you. Only one point, if it will be big new news that we may push it up. But for I still trade it under 7,000 in this period. Until now, no any signals, no any signs of bullish.
Sure. So what about this moving averages? What you can say, what you have in your mind about them?
6,000, it strong support, as we know,
Sure.
and hard to go under it. So Bitcoin trading between 6,000 and 7,000 this period or for next 2 months. For
Mhm.
and depending on this, I trade.
Okay, what are you gonna do about if Bitcoin will break some of them? What you gonna do if Bitcoin will break 6,000?
I will buy more.
Okay.
For me, I hold
Uh,
my Bitcoin.
so you just saying that you have US dollars and you have Bitcoins in your portfolio, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I often get questions about how many Bitcoins, how many dollars you should keep in your portfolio. And I asking today uh, about 50%. Like if
Okay.
you hold it for long
Depending on
term.
how many Bitcoin or how much fund in your bag. For
Mhm.
a small trader or who had only one Bitcoin or two Bitcoin, for me, I prefer stay on Bitcoin and focus on altcoin to trade them to increase my Bitcoin.
Mhm.
I
That's
don't
a good
advise to
strategy.
go to USDT. If someone have 10 Bitcoin or 100 Bitcoin, it is different.
Sure, different. But what I um, answered today and the last days, I say, hey, you can just split them up and keep 50% in US dollars. If you're not sure, and keep 50 in Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin going to be bullish from this
Mhm.
stage, it eventually you will be in profits, right? But if it's gonna to be bearish again, um, you will be you will save your funds, and after that you will be able to switch them to US dollars, right? So this is my opinion about.
Okay, it depends on what is your plan and about when you will cash out. Okay, if you will cash out or you depending on only USDT, maybe you should always have some USDT. But if you trade to increase your Bitcoin and you see Bitcoin for future will make good profit, so focus on trading alts because follow upping Bitcoin need hard work. And change will be 10% or 5%, 20 max 20% for Bitcoin changing the price. But for altcoin, when I trading altcoin, maybe one trade I recover all losses which I made if Bitcoin go down down 20%. So it depends on how much Bitcoin you have and if you trade with big bag. Okay, now we are near from good point to sell.
Okay, so you think that we are now near a good point to sell Bitcoins, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What about altcoins? What do you think?
Altcoin, I am still watching. I started buying some now, but don't expect a big move. Only 20% as max. Maybe we see some pumps from big groups, but 20% from current points, it is now good point to start buying some.
Okay. Okay. What I saw today as well, um, what actually happens 3 days ago, that if you're gonna draw this trend line, like I draw it on this weekly chart, I draw it by closing price. You see, right? So
Mhm.
this trend line, it looks like it's broken, right? It looks like the new candlesticks already um, showed up above this trend line. But what's important about this candlestick, it can give you a false breakout signal because the week is still on, so we have to wait until next Monday to confirm this breakout. So what I see from this point, I see more like fake breakout because it don't have a good volume. You don't have a big volumes and big trading amounts on this level. I will try to find I will try to find Bitcoinity, right? We have this website to track all Bitcoin data like trading volume and price, and we can see that on this 6 months weekly charts, right? So what we can see, we see this volume, it's not bigger than another ones, so this allows me to think that we have a fake breakout. But of course we have a week still open, so we have like more than like 4 days to go to show some volume on this breakout. But until now I don't see this volume, and I think that we will probably see a fake breakout, or at least not confirmed breakout. So from this candlestick patterns like this, it's like doji patterns, right? I see here when doji appears in some resistance level or near resistance trend line, it could lead to price decrease. So what we see now, we see these right now 2 closed dojis, right? And one not closed, so it's about 4 days to close this candlestick. But these two, they located under this resistance, so it allows me to think that we is still watching this fake breakout. So I would switch to another time frame. Okay, I have daily time frame as well. Okay, this analysis I showed in our VIP group in Blackstone altcoins. So what I showed, that we have this light blue resistance line. It's not broken yet. It's still here. It still plays. And then I showed if we're gonna break it, we will probably test it again as a support and going up. What about the price range? I showed the price range of 7,300 and even lowest point 5,800 level as a lowest point of trading range. But of course, what we can see now, I also showed that trading range like this. I will switch to line, right? So I will make it black to see it better. I showed this trading range as well. This is trading range of 6,800 and 6,200 levels. These two levels is very important support and resistance in current market situation. And while Bitcoin moving between these two levels, each of move will affect all market very strong, because if you're gonna see downward move to this 6,200 level, we will probably see big sell-off on all altcoins as well. So for me, I will stick to this price range, to this period, to trade Bitcoin. And for me, what I see now, I see this resistance, light blue resistance, right? And it allows me to think that we are probably going to retrace from it. Also, one important thing on Bitcoin daily chart, it's this stochastic RSI indicator that's already in the top, so it's in the overbought zone. When it's going to overbought zone, it could reverse from it like this, or it go just sideways in overbought zone. This is very important thing, because if it's going to go in overbought zone to the sideways, we will probably see good pump. But if it's gonna reverse, we will probably see the retesting of 6,200 levels on most of exchanges. Okay, so keep it on your mind. So for me, this is very important stage of the market, and this is a very important trading range for Bitcoin. I also used Pitchfork to find the trend direction. So I placed this Pitchfork. So you better see this. I will use black color. So these lines, they showing right now the short-term trend direction. So this is trend direction. So if you will take a closer look on these Pitchfork lines, you will see how price reversing from it. It's reversing here, here, and then here. So it touching or break out in these trend lines, and you can see right now the price near resistance, this downtrend resistance, and it's near resistance of Pitchfork. So for me, this is already two signs of market short-term reversal. Okay, and also third one is a stochastic RSI. Okay, I will switch to 4-hour chart to show you what is going on this stage. Just loading. So, okay, guys, can you see this? What I see on this 4-hour chart, that we entered major resistance zone from moving averages on this time frame. According to my chart, we have this moving average 500. This is probably one of the strongest moving average support and resistance line. So mostly every time price hits this moving average, it's reversing. In most cases, sometimes it's breaking out and moving up, but not very big move like this. So it's just small moves to the upside if it's going to break it. But mostly it touching this moving average and going down. So now we see the same stage of the market and the same resistance of moving average 500. Okay. Okay, so this is what I think about Bitcoin on 4-hour chart. This is what I want to show to you. And also we can see, let me switch to 1-hour chart. I will show you some different view on Bitcoin right now. So on previous time frames, I showed you mostly bearish signals of Bitcoin, but on hourly chart, I can see mostly bullish signals. So as you can see, I draw there a big trend line. This is short-term support trend line. And before that, we see these just breakouts from smaller flags, and this from downtrend, and this started uptrend moves, and it moves like just setting up the resistance like from the flag and moving breakout into the upside to the upside again and again. So what's now? We see that the price each time price breaking out from previous flag and touching this trend line, this black bolt trend line, when it's breakout from flag, it's going up. So what's about now? Now it's set up in same flag pattern, and it's not near this trend line. So what we can expect? For me, I will expect probably a fake breakout, retesting of this resistance as a support, moving down to support line of this, and probably we will see pullback again. So what I showed to you on daily chart, that we have a major resistance on 6,800, and it's very possible to touch this resistance. Okay, so for me, this is what I'm expecting for short term on Bitcoin. But things could change, and things will change if Bitcoin price will break this trend line to the downside, and after that, I will expect the retracement. And if we're going to show some Fibonacci on this, we will probably hit first retracement zone at 0.6 Fibonacci. It's about 1% move, and probably lower to this level of 0.3, and we will test them as a supports. Okay, so the price range for this stage, we should wait until the price will touch this trend line, or it will touch, or it will break out from this trend line, and we'll start to trade again. Right now, it's like this current situation is more like about not having position on Bitcoin right now. Okay, so I see that we have Mike joining us. I will check again. Let me check. Okay, Mike joined us today. I will just add him. Hello, Mike. You can speak now. Okay, I think it's coming, but we will wait for him. Now we'll back to chart. Okay. So what I
Mike,
want to
please open your mic, your microphone.
Yeah.
Your microphone closed, Mike. Are closed. Open it. Open it.
Mike, hello.
Yeah.
Hello, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just finish what I was supposed to talk. I just opened it, altcoin market capitalization chart. I've done here a lot of work to show you what I see from altcoin market capitalization. And right now the price is forming this triangle and this triangle is formed in downtrend. So we probably will expect the continuation from this triangle. So this triangle like a pulse from the previous trend, and the previous trend was in down. Okay, so what I see on RSI right now, RSI reversing from resistance. We can see from the history this red line of 68 level, it's a major resistance for RSI on altcoin capitalization, and it's reversing in very, very large amounts of times. So it's probably reversing again. And I see this resistance and this resistance, so it's near a very strong resistance area where it can reverse in any time. Besides that, above this resistance of 68, 69, we have another resistances on 78, 79, and 86. But it's very hard to reach them without any retracements. So what I expect from altcoin capitalization is probably that we will go into the downside. And I will open bigger picture on the chart of capitalization. What we see now that we moving in downtrend channel, it's a magenta color. We already have breakout from this black trend line, and we have not very strong, but anyway, this is a support. This black line is a support as well. So for me, I will stick to bearish plan on altcoins if we going to break this level, if we going to move down to this level and break it, okay? So I will bearish on every single altcoin if we're gonna break this level, and it will means that we are going to continue downtrend to next support level. Next support level on altcoin capitalization is located near 71, 73 billion dollars, and it's I draw it on this black line. So next target, if we're gonna break this triangle downside, we will see the altcoin capitalization at $73 billion. Okay, but in other case, we can break this triangle to the upside, which is very low possibility. But even if it's low possibility, it's still possible. And we will probably see some move to approximately $125 billion move. So this is very possible as well. But for now, I see that the price, I'm sorry, I see that capitalization is near big resistance. So it's very interesting for all altcoin holders to track this chart. I will try to save this chart and update in our VIP group to keep you in touch. Okay, so guys, Phoenix, Mike, do you have something to add about Bitcoins, about Bitcoin move or altcoin capitalization chart?
Yeah, I would like to answer some questions people asked here on the chat.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I don't know. Should I share my screen?
Yeah, sure. You can share your screen. Sure.
Please, Mike, your voice is not. It is very low.
What about now?
Yeah, it's good.
Now better.
Better. Okay. Somebody asked about the fundamentals are now quite different to 2014. In particular, do you consider that the possibility of institutional entry may change the picture, which is based on past historical price action. Okay, I would like to answer that. Let me share the screen so I can like.
Sure, share your screen. You can switch.
Right here. You see it now?
Yeah, it's good.
All right. So you were talking about the moving averages on the weekly, and to answer that question, I want to explain it with the moving averages. Technical analysis always like this is the only tool we have, like regular people that don't have access to information, like like the elite. Technical analysis is the only tool that we have to predict or anticipate a move. Okay, so the moving averages, they don't lie, right? If we take a look, he was saying that 2014 is different, but look, in a bull market, we have the order of the moving averages is like this. We have the red one, which is the 50-day moving average. Hold on. Okay, right here. 50 on top of 100, 100 on top of 200 moving averages, and then the 400. Okay, so you see the four of them? They are in perfect order, right? During the whole bull market. In any market, it's just like this.
Yeah,
if you go back to the this is 2011. Okay, so you see we had the previous bull run in 2011. Same thing. We have the 50 on top of the 100, and then we have the 100 on top of the 200. Right? Perfect bull market. Then the first bad sign is when the 50, which is a fastest moving averages, because it takes the average price of the closing candles of the last 50 days. So it's the first one to react and cross down the 100. Okay. In some cases, it can like go close or even touch it or cross it a little bit, but as long as it bounces above the 100, it's okay. The problem is when it crosses the 200. That is the first sign. Okay. So then the 100 moving average is going to follow, and then they all flip. They'll flip and they order. Now it's all the way around. This bear market was like really small, so we can really tell here. But if we go to the, really like it didn't last too much because the coin was pretty new and the market was faster. But if we go to 2013, we have this bull market, same order, right? 50, 100 is the yellow one, 200, and then we have this black one. You see, once the 50 crosses down the 100, as long as it doesn't cross down the 200, it's fine. You see, it keeps going up. Now look what happened in the bear market. The 50 came back down, crossed the 100, and the 100 crossed the 200. Now all of them, they flip in this point right here. This thick line right here, I'm going to make it thicker. This is a very important one, which is the 200. So 50 and 100 cross down the 200 moving averages, and then it followed and it crossed down the 400. This line right here, we see these pumps. People thought at that moment that this, maybe a bull run starting or something, but they were ignoring the order of a perfect bear market is, the 400 on top, then we have the 200, then we have the 100 and the 50, which is supposed to be all the way around like here, right? So we have these major drops. We always have pumps, of course, but the bottom comes when the order of these moving averages is like this. And a few weeks later, you see, let me measure it. After the cross, it was like 40 days, right? And then we had this huge pump, which is, look, this is crazy, man. Like 46%. Can you imagine that? It's like Bitcoin can go to like, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but compared to this situation, like it can pump 40%. It's like going to 8,500 and then dropping to 3K. This is how crazy this market is, right? So once we bottom, we need a fast drop. So when we bottom, we need a pump, and then the 50-day moving average is the first one to react, and it's gonna cross. It's the same process all the way around. It's gonna cross on top of the 200 and the 100. That's a good signal. That's a good buying signal, right? Because then we got the perfect order for a bull market right here. 50 on top of 100, 100 on top of 200, on top of the 400 moving averages. And then we are all set to keep going up and make new highs. You see, if you check the moving average on the stock market, on the index, or like Amazon or Google, any of those stocks, is just like this, you know, all perfect, until we get this crosses down right here. So we talk about, we were comparing on 2014 because somebody asked, like, the situation is different. But think about this. On 2017, the price was going for $700 and it jumped to 20,000. So the fundamentals right now are really good and much better than before. But that's like, even like, it's not an excuse for the price to jump to 700 to 20,000. I mean, it's all speculative, you know. So people who invest in this, like the big guys, the banks, or whoever it is, they're just gonna, you know, 700. I mean, even if we drop to 4,000, it is still bullish. Even if we drop to 3,000, it's still bullish, like 3 times what it was last year. So that's nothing crazy, you know. It's nothing crazy. So these people are gonna wait until the best moment, and they read all these things, and also that I don't feel the time is gonna. It's not enough time to for this correction. It's just been a few, not even a year, and look, we just got this cross here, right? We talk about this cross on. I'm sorry about that. We talk about that bear cross right here, and we have like 40 days later the big drop and new lows, right? Now we had the same cross a few weeks ago, right here. Okay, it doesn't have to be the same, because, you know, the every time when a market is growing, it gets lower because the market capitalization is going higher, and the market gains some stability and takes more time to make the move, right? But let's measure it. It's been 70 days, right? And we have the perfect order of the moving averages for the bear market: 400, 200, 150. So I don't think this is gonna change until we have like some kind of drop and we pump. Another thing I wanted to say is, like, we gotta keep an eye. Look, this moving averages, the 200 is very important, and it's coming down very quickly, and it's gonna come down quicker, because if you measure this from, you know, the date range, and you want to see 200 days, right? So this is the average from this candle, the closing price of this candle up to date. Okay, so right now it's going to start like dropping more, and the average is going to come down quicker. Right now it's going at 7. Few weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, let's see, like October 26, it was going almost for 7,200, and now it's at 77,000, almost 750, right? So all of these guys are coming down, and, you know, the process is not done yet. We need to bottom, and we need a bounce for the 50 to cross over all these moving averages. That's a buy signal. That's what I'm waiting to pull my money. I have fear. I'm waiting for this thing to end. You don't really need to take a position and try to guess what the market is gonna do. Just let this thing resolve, and let's say it doesn't go down, and then you buy with confirmation. I mean, the price is relative to the trend. When you put your money, you want to make sure it's gonna go up. It doesn't matter, like, if I tell you, hey, Bitcoin 5,000, would you buy it? And you say yes, but how about if I tell you it's gonna drop to 1,000? Would you buy it? No, right? You just wanna. It doesn't matter if you pay for it like 10K. If you really know that it's going to 30K, 40K, 100K, right? Which I think, 100, 200K is a realistic target in a few years, but this process is not done yet. Somebody else asked about Ethereum. yeah, I just asked the opinion about Ethereum. Oh, another thing, you were talking about the short term on Bitcoin, right? So we have this little trend channel, and I said on the VIP group and the public channels, I was gonna explain why do I expect a drop on Sunday 11, that this is like very likely. Remember that time is as important as price in the charts, because charts are made of price and time. One is relative to the other. So if you measure, we have a 4-hour divergence here. It already happened, right? And we are in the 4-hour time frame, and we have it right here. The question is, when is it going to drop? Because when people see these peaks right here, they want to sell and get out of the market. They get scared. Now the price can stay here for some days, and people's going to think like it's going to go up, and they get in again, and then it drops, because you got to time the market. Now take a look at this trick right here. You take this tool and date range, and just find another divergence, right? Like, let's say this one right here. Well, this is price going up. No, it's a convergence. Right here, look. We have the price is making lower lows. I mean, higher lows and lower lows, yeah. And the RSI is going up. Okay, it's making higher lows. That's a divergency. If you measure this right here, you have 6 days, about 6 to 7 days, right? So let's measure another one like this bullish divergency. Okay, so after the 6th day, we have the reaction of the price. It pumps, so the divergency, you know, you can say like already made effect. It takes about 6 days. Now check this one right here. We have the price going down, making lower lows, right? And we have the RSI on a divergency visible in 4 hours too. If you put it in like 12-hour, I think you cannot see it. Or you could even see it in 12-hour. So this one right here took 6 days. Well, 6 days and 4 hours for the price to pump, and then it didn't make any new low, right? So I measure many of them, and that's about the time it takes, 6 to 7 days. Like this one right here, 7K. Look, this bear divergence. If you measure here, right? So price is making higher highs. And well, you don't really need this. And the RSI is making lower highs. So you measure this one right here, it's 7 days. So when you get, if you wanna take a short position and you get in, let's say at the right price right here or right here, like is this about the same zone, but you don't do it at the right time. You enter too early, you're gonna get confused because you see the price keep going higher. You think it's gonna go even higher, but the truth is that this takes about 6 to 7 days in average. A 4-hour divergence, it takes 6 to 7 days. So according to that, if you measure this bear divergence, we can expect from this peak right here, from the first overbought peak. Let's say 6 to 7 days, right? So we can expect a drop here. So you can even wait. You don't have to take a position here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna go down, but you want to make sure. And if this is a real impulse, this thing is gonna keep going higher before Sunday. But I don't think so, because Artem already talked about the stochastic RSI in 1 day is running out of momentum, and also you take a look in 4 hours, it's pretty bad, right? So I forgot about Ethereum.
You actually will notice it about this moving average order, and about this 6-7 days price divergence. It's very good to know about this.
Yeah, I like to measure the time of everything, and because time is always confusing. You might get into a long position in the right at the right price, but not in the right time, so you get confused because the price doesn't pump, right?
Yeah, this is very, very No.
I forgot.
Often-
Hold on, man.
Hmm.
I don't see the heck. What's the Ethereum chart? Amazon. Sorry about that, guys. You had it somewhere right here. Right here. I'm stupid. Okay. ETH. Oh no, it's Big Mix. Holy shit, bro. Okay. So take a look at this fractal. Sometimes altcoins, they give you information about Bitcoin when it's not clear, when you don't have when you can't see a clear direction. You can take a look, like Artem said, to the altcoins market cap, or just take a look to many altcoins and see what pattern they show. Because if they all look bearish, Bitcoin looks neutral, Bitcoin is gonna dump, right? So take a look to this fractal right here. It's a fractal is a pattern, symmetrical pattern.
Mike,
yeah.
You showing right now Google Chrome with BitMEX and with Bitcoin, right? Or you showing something else? Because if you're showing something else, you should switch your demonstration in Zoom to another window because it's not switched.
Oh yeah, I just realized that. Okay, how do you do it? Why is not showing it? It's showing only the.
You should.
It was working before, right?
You should stop demonstrating right now and choose another window. Just stop demonstrating. Next thing, start demonstrating and choose another window to show, or just show everything on your screen. So.
Okay. Hold on. It's right here, this motherfucker.
Yeah. This Ethereum.
I don't see it on my phone. You guys see it? Can you guys see Ethereum chart?
Yeah, all good. It will show on YouTube in 20 seconds.
Great. Okay, so I was talking about fractals. That means that it's a pattern that repeats. It doesn't necessarily, it's not like a symmetrical thing. It's just like moves that are very similar in different time frames. And well, this one happened to be a triangle. So I just put some numbers to count the number of touches and some letters, to count the touches on top, but it's not like a theory or something. It's just, just to point it out. So we have a big dump, right? And after a big dump, we always have either a continuation pattern or a reversal pattern, right? So we have this little thing right here, which is head and shoulders. And, the target of the head and shoulders was right here. And this formed our second point. So we draw the trend line and we have the second touch. So we already know we have this trend line right here. We have two resistance and we already know it's a triangle, right? That's how you determine your chart pattern. So we have the BitMEX maintenance and we have this crazy stupid pump right here, right? Then we have 5 touches. We have 2 on top, which is A and B. And then we have a fake breakout right here. Why fake? It was, really weak. I already talked about that at the beginning of the streamings. When it's a real breakout, a strong move, it sometimes doesn't even touch here. It just keep going higher. But when you see this weak action, man, it's gonna break down. It's fake. Also, you can take a look to volume or other indicators like the divergency right here. We had a bearish divergency on the RSI and on the stochastic RSI, and we have a higher high, right? And double top on the indicators. So take a look to this pattern. This is the same fractal, the same triangle, but much bigger. We have a drop. We have a head and shoulders here. Well, the target of that head and shoulders is about the, you know, the distance between the head and the neckline, right? Which is right here, our second point, just like what happened before. Same thing. And we name this A, and then we have this, you know, this is funny, man. Like we even had a crazy pump here, just like here. It wasn't that big, but we had it, right? I mean, how similar is it? And then we have this flat action here, which is a little bit different, but it doesn't have to be, you know, exact copy of that. That's impossible. So we have we try to break out here, which is, I think, is this point. I'm not sure if it's this point right here, or if this is the fake breakout already, because we have this huge overbought level. And I would say, I don't know, this is a kind of weird divergence. I was actually expecting for another pick and maybe Ethereum to go to 26, to 28, right? So, but definitely, I think it's gonna go down for sure. I mean, look at this thing. You can actually apply the triangles and pattern like this wedge right here, and what's gonna happen is either it's gonna bounce here and break, or it's gonna just break. I think it's gonna bounce one more time and then break it. And when we break this momentum right here, because we have the bearish divergency, because we have higher highs and we have lower highs right here. Sorry, the line is too thick, and you know I couldn't.
It's
and we
good.
have right. So, anyways, this thing is gonna follow Bitcoin. Sometimes it's, you know, these charts lie. I like to see Bitcoin. You already talk about it, and you know, I agree with you. It's no momentum on daily chart. It's overbought on 12 hours, and the altcoin market cap, it's bearish. It's hitting resistance, and it has a bearish pattern. You see, we're about to cross here. Sometimes we get like really good pumps when the market is bullish, and this doesn't matter if it's all the way up here. But in a bear market, this is like pretty bad, you know, because the downward forces are much stronger. And I think, yeah, we're gonna break this. And the target of this pattern, can you imagine this? Like Ethereum, look, this little triangle here had a pretty crazy rub from 300 to 165, almost like 50%. So this huge triangle, man, this is gonna be pretty bad. You know, I said I got a target of 9,800 at least. And you know, short term is kind of hard to say that if it's gonna touch here and bounce back up just like it did before, because you know it doesn't have to be exactly the same. But the truth is, you know, a short entry in this area, like 220, 219, 228, 229, all that is pretty good, right? So, but all you need to know is we already know the bear divergences on 4 hours, they last few days, so we can even wait a couple more days and just to make sure it's not gonna pump again and we get a good entry. Well, that's about the question I wanted to answer on Ethereum. Somebody asked, and I don't know if you guys have something else to say.
Yeah, thank you. This is a really good example of how the price is forming on Ethereum. Very good that you show that these fractals from previous in this, that we have this big triangle right now. So what's your expectation about Ethereum after this big triangle? What is your target for this move?
I'm sorry, you're talking about you're talking to me, Artem?
Yeah. What is your target for this big move after breakout of this triangle?
Yeah, the target it's about 98 to 110, so somewhere around 120 and in 98. I know it sounds pretty bad, but if Bitcoin drops to 4,700,
Yeah,
which is very likely, it's gonna, you know how this thing drops, man. Look at right here. You know, Bitcoin moves a little, and this thing just, you know, dumps so hard. And also, you take a look to like other altcoins, like Litecoin, which I thought it was pretty bullish, but I'm now seeing that it really really didn't break out, and it's gonna like I have another target for like 40, 44, $43. So I don't know, many altcoins already pumped. And I think the explanation of that is like I said, that they are like selling themselves to be more hurt, right, from the Bitcoin drop. Because, you know, for example, XRP, it's, you know, a very well-known project, and it was going for like 22 cents, man. So can you imagine if Bitcoin drops to 47, that thing was going to disappear. So same people who sold who do you think was selling on December? I mean, the creator of the projects, like the Ripple people, they need to finance their projects. They have all the coins, man. They own the coins. So I remember on January, like 4th, during the Ripple pump, there was I was holding some Ripples, and I saw massive sellout, like on like 4 different exchanges at the same price and the same amount. It was like a $7 million order on Bittrex, on Poloniex, and I remember what was the other one. So they were selling the projects, right, to finance it. You know, they have an estimate. That's how they work. That's how a trader should work. Like have an targets, and, you know, like I need this money for living. I have to, you know, once I get 30%, 40% or whatever, I'm going to take it. That's what they do. So they sold all the coins. They took the profit. And when they see their projects going down like that, and they know people is going to lose their hopes, you know what they do? They buy, because they already saw the price of the Ripple people was selling was $1.37. So this makes me think that they don't, like, nobody really knows how high their market is going to go. They just have a budget, and they start selling. They sell 20%, 10%, and they say, we need this money to finance our project for 2 years. So they take it. If the price goes much higher, man, they're going to start selling more. Even if they don't need to sell this amount of coins, they're going to sell it. They're going to sell it because they're going to cover the year that they know how that works. They have analysts and all that. So like Charlie Lee, he saw the Litecoins at 150. Everybody thought that thing was, you know, the top was like 150 because the pump was crazy. And look, it went all the way up to 380. Nobody can imagine that. If you take a look to the indicators, so if you know your TA and you see this Litecoin pump on the RSI, stochastic RSI, and all that, it doesn't make any sense. Like, it was so overbought, so many divergences, and the price just skyrocketed, you know. So well, my point was that these people buy the dips, the same creators of the projects, to protect their investment. Because if the coins goes too low and people lose their hope, they're not going to be able to sell them more expensive to finance their projects. So this is the reason why I think so low cap or so many altcoins were pumping. Sometimes people think it's like a bullish signal, but if you don't see the index, which is Bitcoin, is not really like making any important move, that's not a good sign. So Ripple pumped from 22 cents, which was the price that we had almost during the whole year, and before the bull run, right? It was like between 19 cents and 20 for like half of the year, and it pumped to 80 cents, and it's dropping because Bitcoin is going to drop more, and you know this project was going to disappear. So we might see, for example, Litecoin is going to be again at 33 cents, I think, 28. I'm not sure if it's going to hit 22, but I'm surprised about so many altcoins like Neo. Right, that thing, man, that's crazy. It was $200, and now it's going for like how much, 14, and it didn't really pump during this little altcoin pumps, and now you just saw the altcoin market cap, and it looks bearish to me too. So I don't know, man. I don't think we're going up. So many people are bullish here. I don't think so.
Yeah, I agree with that we are probably more bearish than people saying. So, okay, Phoenix suggested us to check Bitcoin Cash. I was actually recently traded, and It was very good profits from it, but I sold all Bitcoin Cash. I will check the chart right now. Let me just switch to my screen share. Just a second. Okay. Okay. Okay, right now you see Bitcoin Cash versus BTC chart. What I expected from Bitcoin Cash is that it will go up approximately to 0.8 level, something like this. This is where I sold it actually, but right now Bitcoin Cash have even bigger resistance on the price level of 0.1. Yeah, so this is with 0.1 level. This is very important and strong resistance for this coin. And right now we see that stochastic RSI is going down from this level. And what I expect that price will probably hit 0.8, something like this. So to hit this support level. And if all coins are bearish, it's not that level that will support this selling, and it will probably break and go down again. So for me and for those who follow Blackstone, I suggest you guys to sell your Bitcoin Cash and don't buy it now. Don't buy it in next period. Just avoid it and just walk away from Bitcoin Cash because it have very, very bad situation right now. And as Phoenix said, it have a hard fork near about 15 November. So I expect that before that, the huge market makers will short this coin in order to take profits. Okay, so hard fork in 15 November. I place at this level. Okay, so I think it's very safe to short Bitcoin Cash from such levels as 0.1, 0.1, and 1, like this. So you can just short from these levels and from this 0.9 as well. So this range is opened for open your short position on Bitcoin Cash. Okay, so for me, I will short from these levels. I will wait till tomorrow to see how price forming. I will actually check for our chart to confirm my thoughts about Bitcoin Cash. Okay, we see this this consolidation, right? Like double top and something like this. On a 1 hour chart will be better to check. Okay, we see this very strong bearish divergence. Okay, this price is going more like up. Stochastic RSI is sloping very strong down move. This is very strong bearish divergence, so we can expect that price will probably hit 0.08 in next few days, or it will hit it near hard fork date at 15 November. So for me, I will use this level as a target. Okay, right now the stochastic RSI entered oversold zone, and the price will probably try to touch 0.9 level as a support, and will probably going to bounce from it. But I don't expect very big move from it. So you just should sell it from resistances to order to achieve your profits from it. Okay. This is what I think about Bitcoin Cash. Okay, Stellar Lumen. I will check Stellar Lumen right now. XLM, BTC on Bittrex. Okay, daily chart. Okay. You know what? I have on my TradingView page, I have Lumen long-term analysis, and it showed that the price will going down very hard, actually. So for me, I expect drop of Stellar Lumen from these levels. You should not buy, never buy a Stellar Lumen from these levels. This is very strong resistance levels from Stellar Lumen. I draw it by the red lines. So right now, price near this very strong resistance. Okay. What about the support? I will draw support with the black line. It's located like this, and price approximately near 37, 36 level. So I will just show it like this. Okay. So this blue level is a support level for Stellar Lumen, but what I think that this thing is very, very bearish in long term. So if you want to buy Stellar Lumen for holding, never do it. Never do this. Just buy it when it's going to 1,000 Satoshi and then buy it. Never buy it near 4,000 Satoshi, okay? It's very risky, and this is very stupid to buy at 4,000, okay? Even if you go to 5,000, maybe higher right now, even with that, it will be very stupid to buy from these resistances, okay? So for me, this Stellar Lumen chart is looking very, very bearish, and it reminds me like of, like of logic. So Wyckoff logic tells that we have accumulation and distribution zones, which is, let me just load this chart. So this is Wyckoff logic chart, and it shows that we have accumulation zone and we have distribution zone, okay? So this is actually distribution again. In 2014 on Bitcoin, this was the distribution. So the Stellar Lumen chart looks like it. It looks like very big and long-term distribution. So this is where hamsters eat their coins, right? They buy this Stellar Lumen in this distribution, and projects, this project, the team of these projects is selling their shares to the crowd, okay? So for me, this Stellar Lumen is very bearish. It could drop from any of this level and go just straight to the hell, okay?
Bro, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Look, I sent you a chart of lumens and USDT. You can open the conversation
Sure.
on Telegram.
I will open it as well. Let me just download it. Yes, we see it.
You see it?
Yeah.
I don't see it on YouTube. It's gonna take a while, right?
Yeah, it will take some time to show on YouTube, but you
Okay.
can-
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now you're talking about lumens, and I completely agree with you because I consider this coin one of the, a really good project. And what I like of it is not I don't like it's not so much the fundamentals, but the chart is like really volatile and looks like a very good investment in the long time. I mean the long term. But it's like you say right now, if you that's a picture, but you can see how many rising supports I mark on with the blue line, right?
Mhm.
And then we have this rising support. It was like fake. It's like kind of like a U, like a cup, and people think like, yeah, this is going up, and so many good news, and then it drops, right? It did it many times. That's like very common on this coin. If you like, for example, XRP, it bottoms. Many coins didn't even reach bottom. Some of them they did, some of them not. This one right here found the bottom very early on, I think it was on March. Can you point it? Like the lowest low, it was 16 cents,
Mhm.
the bottom of the red line. And it actually took quite a long time to touch it again. And it wasn't even the same value. Even when Bitcoin dropped it so much more, this coin held above the 18, 20 cents, right? And I was quite surprised because, so many coins doing new lows, and this thing was just keep, going up. And, I decided to take a look to the chart, and I found this, and I think, that it's gonna drop. All the value hasn't dropped in the whole year. According to the previous chart, we have a 83% retracement on the last correction, and after that, you see we had the rising support. That was actually a bear flag. It's kind of different to this structure, but I don't care too much about that. We're in a bear market, and when we see rising supports, they always break. And the next support we have, it's about 15 cents. So either it touches 15 cents one more time, or it's gonna break it and go to 7 cents. But I like for on a strategy to for investment is like, if you see that it drops to 15 cents, it depends on, we take a look to Bitcoin. If it's Bitcoin looks good, you buy some stellar, and then if it drops to 7 cents, which I don't think is that likely, because it's 7 cents is a pretty low, but it can actually do it, because if you see in the previous that floor over there, it touches the previous high. You see the previous highs on your left.
Sure.
So we haven't even get close to there, so it's possible that we touch it, right? But I would buy it on that red line and maybe put a stop loss, and then rebuy it at 7 cents. But that's definitely a good project, and I have an estimate of of $8-9, between $7 or $9 for a few years. Maybe I remove the date, but that's like 2020, maybe 2020, 21, who knows. But that's kind of the move that thing can do.
You know what I think about this move for $9? It's like it could be, but for this move, it should be like Bitcoin should be like maybe $50,000 to be this price is true. So for me, I think this pattern can repeat again, but nothing is continued for the eternal. So
Right.
probably will break this rising support, and it will probably go to this level of 7 cents, as you said. This is very good target for those who want to buy Stellar Lumen, but it's very long term. It's about nearly 1 year to move like this.
Right. But you were talking about the targets. I don't think it's too crazy. First of all, I think Bitcoin is gonna get much, much higher than 50,000 in a few years. And And for this altcoin, there is something called parabolic advance. You can Google it, and
Mhm.
it's like almost all the altcoins do that, right? They go parabolic. They do this kind of vertical moves, and they have this like parabola. Can you see it? Like, well, I don't have the control of the chart here, but they basically have like 5 waves, and the last wave, which I think is going to be the next one, the last wave, it's a stronger one. We saw that on Bitcoin when it went parabolic the last on this December, and we saw everybody was expecting the price to hit 10,000, and it just doubled in how long? Like 1 week, 2 weeks,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So this is very common thing on the parabolic advance. The last move, the price can double in the shorter amount of time. So I don't know. I don't find it too crazy.
Okay, so what we see now, I opened this chart from my trading queue. I see this rising support, and right now price near it, as you can see. But what is different from the previous situation? It's this looks like a flag, right? This from April till October of 2017 looks like very big bull flag. But for now, we see something similar to this, right? We see actually descending triangle, right?
Right.
So for me, I don't trust for descending triangles. They often can be a continuation patterns, but as I see on crypto, not in this time frames, like 4 days time frame, but in short time frames, they mostly reverse patterns. So anyway, if this thing is going to be bullish, that will probably mean that all market is bullish as well. Also, I think it will confirm like this Bitcoin is bullish, but we discussed today about Bitcoin. It's showing mostly bearish signals from most of indicators and the price as well. So
Right.
what is going to happen on Stellar Lumen to be bullish? Or Bitcoin should be bullish, or Stellar Lumen versus BTC should be very, very bullish, which is very weird for me. I will try to find my chart.
Yeah, it's like the chart looks like too good for this bear market, right? It's like we don't trust it.
Yeah.
Because it's the only one. Some other coins have very bearish patterns, like EOS.
Yeah. Okay, this one. So what I showed on this chart that we have, I showed it's very long term ago. So it was about September 24, 23. And I showed these two particular zones to reach the previous high or drop lower. So I'm just gonna press play. Right now on this chart, we can see that price is trying to break out from this triangle, okay? But it's not break it out yet. So we should wait for strong confirmation of this. So I don't really believe for this another move. I see this like more like distribution, and we can get what we actually can get. It's a fairly daily phase when the distribution is going like so long, and everybody is waiting, and eventually going up, but it's reached the previous highs or maybe a bit lower, and it falls very hard, and it will fall to previous accumulation. So this is very possible for this. Anyway, this is very long-term predictions. I don't think that we should take it right now because the market is showing mostly bearish signals for us. Okay, I will try to switch to another question. We have from Fedor a question about what do you recommend for short-term altcoins to buy. You know what? I share it with our VIP group that we have very good, very good pattern and very good situation on Kyber Miles coin. It looks like it retraced to very good support zone and where we can buy it. Okay, I very like this pattern, and this pattern's descending wedge pattern. It looks very bullish on me. We have this support line as well. So right now, price located in very good position to buy for short term, of course. We don't buy this Kyber Miles for long term. We just buy it to take our profits. I think we should take some profits at 1,600 level, maybe a bit lower, maybe a bit higher for 1,700, and one maybe last target for 2,000 level. This is targets for Kyber Miles. It looks very, very good. Also, for those who don't, who not in our altcoin VIP group, in this group I share it. Good rebuy zone if the price is going break this pattern downside. I showed also rebuy zone and upgraded stop loss for it. Okay, what else we can buy for short term?
We can buy USDC.
Yeah, sure. Take a look to altcoin market cap. Okay, I show it today. Do you want something to add about it, Mike?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. Like, it's just hitting resistance, and it's not a good time. And altcoins already pumped, and we saw just like a mini altcoin rally. Like that was like a mini compared to the other ones. So I don't know, it doesn't look good to me. We have that resistance, and we have another one on the line that you draw, the purple one.
I think it looks like Ethereum charts as well. It looks like very similar. Previous move was in triangle as well, and this move in a bigger triangle. So it's probably like continuation pattern. Okay, what's next? We have actually last question about NEO and ZEAL. I will check it very fast. Let's see. From NEO, I saw NEO very good in very good demand zone in long-term view. Okay, NEO. I will switch to 4-day chart and to show you how it looks like. I will switch to regular chart. Okay, for me, what I see on NEO that we have very good and very big, like this descending wedge. You can see it. On the previous year, we have this descending wedge, and after that, very huge pump, about 400% move. And this is very, very good. This is why NEO rise it to $200. And right now, we see pretty similar situation about NEO. Look at this. It's almost the same descending wedge pattern, but with very weak breakout. It's not even breakout. It's like they just bam, 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 and nothing to do. Okay, so, but it's still in very good support zone where you can buy your NEO for long term. I don't expect it will going to pump like before. What I expect is probably will just trying to accumulate again, and just makes a move, not very big move. I really expect not very big targets for this move. I expect level of 42 and level 48, something bigger, maybe 66 as maximum for this move. So what I expect, I expect a bit sideways to maybe end of the year, and then just go up. Okay, so what I have on NEO as well, I have stop loss on NEO, and I expect stop loss should be placed under the closing prices of these lows. And you see, I show it with level. I will show it as a stop loss. Okay, can you see it now? This is a stop loss for NEO. It's located at level 0.0022. And when the price is going to close under this level, this will means that you should drop your NEO and go to safe place. Okay.
Yeah, but I think like we were talking about the different timing on the altcoins, and like Stellar Lumens, did very good moves, or XRP, but NEO, just like sitting there. And yeah, you might be right. I think like maybe the market is gonna drop, and this thing, sometimes some altcoins pump during when the BTC drops because they reach some critical levels, like that one right now, like from damn man, from 200 in dollars, from 200 to 14 is like, wow.
Actually, NEO looks too good to be true as well. So for me, I take this stop loss and hold it. I not hold targets right now for NEO. I just hold stop loss for it, because what I saw on Ardor, maybe some of you know this altcoin like Ardor. It was a pretty similar move. Ardor had also big two pumps, and then it had weak breakout like on NEO right now, and after that the pump never comes and just drop to new lows. So this for NEO, so hold your stop loss on this. If you're gonna buy NEO, just hold your stop loss and just wait for it, because everything could happen. But for me, I see NEO is looking like just a bit weaker than some of coins. Okay, and for this short term, we can see this descending wedge as well. So we need to break out from 0.27 to confirm bullish from NEO. Okay, and let's switch to the last one. We had asked about ZIL Bitcoin. I actually waiting for ZIL as well for long term. I have bought ZIL somewhere like in this place. Never sold since then, and waiting for it. But it looks like weak again. We can see on daily chart that the price is meet the resistance of moving average. What is about moving average? Moving average 100, and right now price is rejecting it. So what I see on ZIL, that we have this rising support and it's breaking out from it. Well, what we should expect like this move? We see this rising support broken down, and again rising support broken down. So what we can see now, we will probably hit level of 500, and again maybe rising support again, maybe. Okay, so eventually in the downtrend, this rising supports is it's naming like bear flags. So if this is a real bear flags, then we in the trouble, because this low they probably won't hold it. Okay, so there is no actual good support that is lower than 500. So very good support on 500, and I think this is the last support for Ziquila. If you're gonna break 500, I will sell it, and I advise you to sell it as well. So it's in descending triangle like this, and if you're gonna break it to the downside, it will go to the new lows. That's what I think about Ziquila. Maybe guys, you think something else. If you guys have another opinion on Ziquila, just let me know. Okay, Phoenix, do you with us?
Hello, I am
Oh.
listening to you.
Okay, good.
Thank you. And for me, I will not add anything.
Okay, good. Do you have
will
something
add-
to
I-
add about coins? Maybe you have some thoughts about the coins and maybe about altcoin capitalization.
Okay, for now, don't trade with more than 30% from your fund for
Mhm.
altcoin, and you need set stop loss. If you don't ready to sell with loss, better don't trade,
Mhm.
because there is risky. There is high risky for altcoin, as we saw, to go down more. So should be ready when to sell when hit stop loss. No holding in this period.
Sure, this is very important advice, guys, that you should not hold for this period. Just forget to holding. This is not time for buy and hold. So just wait for another moment. Right now, it's most of coins, most of even Bitcoin showing mostly bearish signals. So you should take it on your account and wait for another moment to buy and hold. This is not the right time for this. Okay, guys, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for everybody who watching us today. We will try to bring more information for next one. And guys, follow up us in Telegram, follow us on YouTube, hit like if you like this video. If you have some questions, just leave your comments under the video, and join us in Telegram channels. We have Telegram channel for altcoins, we have Telegram channel for margin trading. So guys, just follow up it, and if you have some questions, you can just place comments, or you just text direct to me or to Phoenix or to Mike in order to if you have some questions. Okay, so thank you everybody, and we will go live again next Wednesday at the same time, 90 GMT. So thanks a lot. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Thanks, bro. See you all.
See you guys.
Do you stop the live or still?
Wait a
Still.
minute. Still.
I say the same thing. Still live.